Ethical and social considerations. The moral implications of public debt.
Will have their debt reduced 20.
To incrementally inch its way back into political.
Do you have enough buyers?
A legacy across generations. 1. The ethical dimensions of public debt. Public debt is often analyzed through the lenses of economics and finance, but there's a moral dimension that is equally critical. This conversation delves into more than just numbers. It addresses the ethical responsibilities governments have when borrowing, as their decisions affect both current and future generations. Understanding the ethical implications of public debt requires us to consider how borrowing decisions today will shape the future. Public debt, a promise between generations. At its core, public debt represents a promise, an agreement between one generation and the next. Governments borrow to fund projects that serve the present, but must be repaid in the future. These funds are often used to invest in infrastructure, social programs, and public services that improve society. Yet, with this power comes great responsibility, leading to debates about fairness and the legacy we leave behind. How do we balance immediate needs with future obligations? Public debt is not just about borrowing money, it's about how we invest in the future, ensuring that today's decisions don't jeopardize tomorrow's prospects. Why do governments borrow? Public debt is often justified by the investments it enables. Governments borrow to improve education, healthcare, and infrastructure, all of which can spur economic growth and improve societal well-being. These investments are not just financial decisions, but moral ones, reflecting a commitment to bettering society. However, for this to be justified, the debt must be well managed and lead to real, long-term benefits for society. Effective management and transparent governance are essential to ensure that public debt leads to meaningful improvements and doesn't just burden future generations with liabilities. 2. The burden of repayment, a question of justice. A crucial ethical consideration is the burden of repayment. Public debt, with interest, must eventually be repaid by future taxpayers. This intergenerational transfer raises a significant question. Is it fair to leave future generations with the debts we create today? The moral integrity of public debt depends on balancing present needs with future economic freedom. Policymakers must ensure that they do not mortgage the future for short-term gains. Intergenerational equity is at the heart of the debate, requiring a thoughtful approach to borrowing and repayment to safeguard future economic stability. Social equity and public debt. Who bears the cost? The impacts of public debt are not equally felt. Some benefit more from government spending, while others bear the brunt of repayment. This raises questions about social equity. Who gains from public investments, and who pays the price? Debt policies can either widen inequality or foster a more equitable society, depending on how they are structured. Debt policy must align with social justice goals, ensuring that both the benefits of public spending and the burdens of repayment are shared fairly across society. The global dimension of public debt. Public debt isn't just a national issue, it has global ramifications. A debt crisis in one country can affect economies around the world. The global community often responds with debt relief and financial assistance, reflecting shared values of cooperation and solidarity. Internationally, debt policies can either foster growth and stability or lead to economic turmoil that impacts countries far beyond their borders. Global cooperation in managing debt is crucial, highlighting the interconnectedness of nations in a global economy. 3. Debt and social equity, the financial divide. Debt as a tool for social mobility. On the one hand, debt can be a tool for social mobility. Access to credit allows individuals, businesses, and communities to invest in education, housing, and innovation. Debt can bridge the gap between dreams and reality, helping people build better lives. For example, a small loan can empower an entrepreneur to create jobs and innovate, contributing to the economy's growth. Access to credit is a vital component of social equity, enabling individuals to improve their economic circumstances and contribute to society. Debt as a barrier, the risks of inequality. Debt can also widen the gap between rich and poor. High levels of public debt can lead to austerity measures that disproportionately affect vulnerable communities, cutting essential services like healthcare and education. Furthermore, when access to credit is restricted or discriminatory, it excludes many from opportunities, perpetuating cycles of poverty. The personal debt crisis, a reflection of systemic issues. In many societies, student loans and medical debt have become overwhelming burdens that delay life milestones like homeownership and starting a family. These personal debt crises reflect broader systemic failures, where financial structures exacerbate inequality rather than mitigate it. Personal debt challenges must be addressed through systemic reform, ensuring that education and healthcare are accessible and affordable for all. 4. The legacy of debt, impacts on future generations. Building a future through borrowing. Public debt can be a powerful tool for building the future. Investments made today, like constructing bridges, schools, and hospitals, benefit generations to come. These investments are tangible legacies, the dangers of overburdening future generations. Unsustainable debt can compromise the economic sovereignty of future generations. When debt levels spiral out of control, governments are forced to cut vital services, slowing growth and widening inequality. 5. Economic and environmental sustainability. The legacy of debt is not just financial, it's also environmental. As we borrow from the Earth's resources, we must be mindful of the environmental debts we leave behind. Ensuring sustainable borrowing practices means taking responsibility for both the economy and the planet. Debt policies should promote economic and environmental sustainability, ensuring that future generations inherit both financial stability and a livable planet. Balancing pragmatism with principle. Public debt is more than a financial tool, it's a moral decision. As we navigate the complexities of borrowing, we must ensure that our choices today reflect fairness, equity, and responsibility to future generations.